What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason Karrion, Kross and Scarlett are back. Is WWE bringing back a female for a popular women's team?
John Laurinaitis fired.
Bray Wyatt teases a wrestling return. A forgotten WWE superstar is undergoing a big transformation. The Boogeyman wants back in WWE and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Triple H's changes continue. Atop of the news today is some ongoing changes to the WWE under Triple H, including rumours on changing the world title picture, more returns, and just when Naomi and Sasha Banks agreed their WWE returns. First, let's look at the real reason why Karrion, Kross and Scarlett are back. Karrion, Kross and Scarlett are back, but did you know the WWE reportedly has major plans for the two? Well, Kross returned on this week's edition of SmackDown and laid out Drew McIntyre, whilst his manager Scarlett left Roman Reigns Kross's calling card, the Doomsday Clock, sending a message that Reigns' days are numbered. And now Fightful Select is reporting that Kross was brought back for a major mission to capture one of Reigns' World Championships. While it remains to be seen, there is talk that Kross will enter the Undisputed Championship match between Reigns and #1 contender Drew McIntyre at September's Clash at the Castle. Fightful is reporting that the USA Network has lobbied the WWE for a World Championship to be defended on Raw, since Roman Reigns rarely appears on the red brand. As we pointed out before, Reigns rarely defends the Undisputed Championship, so the case can be made that the title needs to be taken off him and put on a full-time competitor. This could be a challenge for the WWE, as it weighs whether to have Reigns lose one or both championships. Does the WWE need him to hold either title at this point in his career? Reigns could lose both belts to Kross without taking a pin or submitting, setting things up for a rematch and leaving him undefeated should the WWE book him against The Rock at WrestleMania 39. If Reigns does lose to Kross, it only means a huge push for Kross, but the possibility of big matches for other neglected superstars.
Next up, WWE fires John Laurinaitis. Now, according to PWInsider.com, they've confirmed that WWE has let go of John Laurinaitis, and he was let go by the company sometime last week, very quietly. PW Insider noted that Laurinaitis had been with the WWE from March 2001 on after their acquisition of WCW. During his time performing for All Japan Pro Wrestling as a wrestler, Laurinaitis became well respected for his ability to put together great finishes, leading to Eric Bischoff reuniting him for that role in WCW towards the end of that promotion's existence. When the WWE purchased the remnants of World Championship Wrestling in 2001, Laurinaitis moved to the company. Now, to many, it may not be a surprise that he's exited, as he was embroiled in the Vince McMahon hush money scandal. According to the WSJ article, the board's investigation, which began in April, has unearthed other older non-disclosure agreements involving claims by former female WWE employees of misconduct by Mr. McMahon and one of his top executives, John Laurinaitis, the head talent relations at WWE, the People said. The journal couldn't determine how many previous agreements were being scrutinized. Now, according to PW Insider, WWE has not officially announced Laurinaitis' departure. They were also told that the company's board of directors investigation is still ongoing at this time. What do you think of Johnny Ace being let go of the company? Let us know in the comments down below.
Next up, when exactly did Naomi and Sasha Banks agree to come back? As the rumours that Naomi and Sasha Banks are back in the WWE continue to spread, fans are asking just when the former women's tag team champions agreed to return. Wrestling News reported on 1st August that the two had reconciled with the WWE, but the exact date of their return remains uncertain. Meltzer commented on the Sunday night's main event show saying, "Last week, which is the last I checked, the contracts hadn't been signed, but they were all expecting that it was happening. They were all on the same page. I was basically told as good as done, but they haven't signed, so it could fall through. They may have signed already by now, but a week ago, I was told they're back. It could be tomorrow, it could be in a couple of weeks." But Triple H finds himself in a delicate spot as he wants to show the universe that a new era has started, both with the return of popular stars and pushes for popular stars who were neglected. However, he could also fall into the trap of hot-shotting returns, title changes, and turns. Meltzer elaborated, "It's whatever day they want. They're probably pacing things. You don't want to show all your cards in week 1 after Triple H taking over. You want to have something big to talk about every week for the next couple of weeks. An agreement in principle was reached over a week ago." And when Naomi and the Boss are likely coming back, some fans are taking a recent tweet from Bray Wyatt as evidence the Fiend could even be coming back to the WWE. Next up, a wild rumour is WWE reuniting a popular women's team. as Sasha Banks and Naomi may not be the only popular women's tag team returning to the WWE. As the WWE prepares to hold its long-delayed women's tag tournament, there's a wild rumor that Asuka could team with Karrion and reunite the Kabuki Warriors. The rumors began to circulate when Asuka tweeted, "I will be the tag team champion again, but where is my partner?" Sane replied with a happy emoji as well as a picture of herself and Asuka. However, as WrestleTalk's Andy Datson noted, Sane is currently under contract with Stardom. However, WWE might work out a deal for Sane to work in both promotions. If she doesn't return, should Asuka team with Alexa Bliss? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Bray Wyatt's mysterious message. A Wyndham Rotunda, aka former superstar Bray Wyatt, is added again on social media, tweeting a mysterious message that has fans talking about whether he's returning to wrestling. Here's the message, and we'll let you make what you will of it. Wrestling is not a love story, it's a fairy tale for masochists, a comedy for people who criticize punchlines, a fantasy most can't understand, a spectacle no one can deny. Lines are blurred, heroes are villains, budgets are cut, business is business, but it can also be a land where dead men walk, where honor makes you elite, where demons run for office, and rock bottom is a reason to rejoice. Woo, it's an escape, a reason to point the blame at anyone but yourself for 2 to 3 hours, an excuse to be a kid again and nothing matters except the moment we're in. Wrestling is not a love story, it's much more, it's hope. And in a world surrounded in hate, greed and violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap, for better or for worse. Like many of Wyndham's past tweets, he kept things cryptic so fans can read about anything into them as far as it comes to him returning to the ring. This is more of a love letter to wrestling as he alludes to many current and past superstars. For example, where demons run for office refers to Mayor Glenn Jacobs, aka Kane. As for Wyatt returning to the ring, he's teased it so often that fans will have to wait until he's on television. Nonetheless, the UK Twitter site Zero News is reporting, belief backstage is that Bray Wyatt is back with the WWE and they finally agreed to. And this could just be a troll account though. If Wyatt does return to WWE, it'll be interesting to see how Triple H books him, as Wyatt quickly became a popular performer during his run as the leader of the Wyatt family, but WWE failed to book him properly. Such was the case when the WWE repackaged him as a Fiend, as Vince McMahon didn't seem to have a long-term view of how he would be booked. One option would be for Wyatt to take over Judgment Day, but he may want to utilize his creative talents in a new direction. Then again, Wyatt could skip the WWE and head to AEW. Next up, a forgotten superstar undergoing transformation. Now, could former Retribution member T-Bar be getting a new look, and more importantly, a push from Triple H? PW Insider's Mike Johnson recently answered a fan's question about whether there are any underutilized stars who get a renewed push in the WWE. Mike responded, "The one name that has been bouncing around with that sort of talk in recent weeks is T-Bar, the former Dijak in WWE, NXT and Ring of Honor. I saw him work a few weeks ago in MSG as part of a WWE main event taping, and his offense looked so great, MSG began chanting for him. So we'll see what they do and how far they take it, but that's the name I've heard most prominently recently." While T-Bar's NXT run as Dominik Dijakovic didn't lead to any championship gold, the big man was consistently pushed and is considered a Triple H favourite. Next up, a SmackDown superstar gets his name back. While the universe has seen several changes, not all are major, such as the case with SmackDown superstar Garza, who apparently is now going by his full name Angel Garza. Could this mean that fans will see the return of full names for superstars? Well, Vince McMahon's odd policy of shortening wrestlers' names so fans could remember them better failed to address the bigger problem of giving the fans a reason to remember the various stars at all. Next up, the Boogeyman wants back in WWE? Or does former superstar the Boogeyman, aka Martin Wright, want to return to the WWE? Well, the 58-year-old superstar whose love of smashing clocks and dumping worms down his opponent's throat made him a fan favourite recently tweeted, "WWE Triple H. The Boogeyman may have a long wait to hear back from WWE, at least if the rumours of Triple H wanting to steer away from the WWE sports entertainment course are true. Hopefully the Boogeyman is just having fun with Triple H and the IWC. Next up is the honeymoon over in AEW? Or is the honeymoon over for two former WWE superstars who jumped to the supposedly greener pastures of AEW after receiving lackluster pushes in Titanland? The first is Andrade, who responded to our following tweet by liking it. "Tony Khan, so you signed Miro and AEW away from rival organization just to have him do what exactly? Didn't think I'd miss the day would come that I miss Rusev Day. He's been used worse with y'all that he was in WWE. Same goes for Andrade." Another fan tweeted to Miro and Miro liked the message. "Are you still in AEW? Seems like you had it better in WWE." The tweet was a response to Miro tweeting a picture of AEW Interim World Champion Jon Moxley wrestling Mance Warner, saying, "Who's this guy that is fighting for the title?" And finally, AEW Stars Wed. Last but not least, speaking of honeymoons, congratulations to AEW stars Tay Conti and Sammy Guevara on their recent nuptials. The Observer is reporting the couple was wed in a ceremony on Sunday. Tony Khan, Amanda Huber and her family, Sean Dean, Nikki Ash and many others were in attendance. Conti tweeted a picture of her bridesmaids revealing Nikki Ash was one of them. Conti and Guevara are currently working together in AEW as part of the Jericho Appreciation Society, and we wish the latest wrestling couple a long and joyful marriage. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.